Earlier this week, fans of the BBC soap saw Max discover keys to number 55 in the car lot office, following Mark's abandoned attempt to steal money from the safe, while forthcoming scenes will see Max become determined to prove who's responsible. Next week, Mark continues his car scam with Max's daughter Lauren Branning, Jacqueline Jassa. And when she takes delivery of another dodgy motor, Max watches her closely before inspecting the mystery keys once again. Later, he secretly tries them in the door of number 55, but is caught red-handed by Cindy. After sharing his suspicions, the pair begin to piece together what they believe has really been going on. However, when Grant Mitchell, Ross Kemp, Phil and Sam Mitchell, Kim Metcalf, confront Max on the doorstep, they quickly dismiss his accusations, but Max refuses to let it lie. At the unveiling of the car lot's new name, Max and Cindy publicly accuse Mark of being involved in dodgy dealings, convinced they finally have proof. The dramatic confrontation then takes an unexpected turn when Grant steps forward and claims responsibility in a bid to protect Mark. Grant's confession leaves everyone stunned, but Cindy sees through his lies and accuses him of covering for his son. Later, Sam suggests she and Grant should head back to Portugal together when he leaves Walford. But no sooner have they put a plan together than police descend on the square. Lauren later spots police officers arriving at number 3, and quickly tips off the Mitchells. Outside, Phil waits anxiously in the car with Sam as Cindy and Max direct officers towards number 55. With the net closing in, will Grant escape before the police catch up with him? Or has Max sentenced him to a stretch behind bars? The atmosphere in Albert Square turns tense and electric as sirens slice through the familiar hum of everyday life in EastEnders. Residents step out of their homes in confusion, only to find flashing blue lights flooding the streets. Within minutes, the square is swarming with police officers, sealing off key exits and demanding answers no one seems ready to give. At the heart of the chaos are two familiar faces making dangerous, calculated moves: Max Branning and Cindy Beale. Their actions, long simmering beneath layers of deceit, ambition, and unresolved history, finally erupt into something that drags the entire community into their orbit. A square on edge. The day begins like any other in Walford. Shopkeepers opening shutters, cafe regulars gossiping over tea, and families dealing with their own private dramas. But subtle cracks have been forming for days. Whispered arguments behind closed doors, suspicious phone calls, and unexplained disappearances have all pointed toward something bigger brewing beneath the surface. When the first police car arrives, it is initially dismissed as routine, but that illusion shatters when more vehicles follow, forming a blockade around the square. Officers move quickly, questioning residents, checking CCTV footage, and ordering certain businesses to close temporarily. Panic spreads like wildfire. Something serious has happened, and Max Branning is at the center of it. Max's risky gamble. Max has always been a man who operates in the gray areas of morality. Driven by ambition and emotional volatility, he has returned to Walford many times believing he can control outcomes that inevitably spiral beyond him. This time is no different, except the stakes are higher. In the days leading up to the police lockdown, Max has been working behind the scenes on a deal that promises to reshape his future. But ambition has a price, and this time it involves leverage that crosses legal boundaries. Whether it's financial deception, hidden evidence, or manipulation of key players in the square, Max has pushed too far to tighten their grip on the area. Max realizes he is running out of exits. Every conversation becomes a potential trap. Every familiar face could be a witness. And every lie he has told is now under scrutiny. Still, instead of backing down, Max doubles his efforts. His instinct is not to flee, but to control the narrative before it collapses around him. Cindy's calculated move. Meanwhile, Cindy Beale is no stranger to survival in chaos. Sharp, strategic, and fiercely self-protective, she has spent years learning how to navigate danger without losing control of her position. But even she cannot ignore the scale of what is unfolding. Cindy's involvement is quieter than Max's, but arguably more dangerous. While Max stirs visible suspicion, Cindy works in the shadows, managing conversations, redirecting attention, and ensuring that when questions are asked, the answers point elsewhere. However, the police presence forces her hand. A crucial piece of information, something tied directly to her recent actions, risks exposure. Faced with that possibility, Cindy makes a bold decision. She will not wait to be cornered. Instead, she takes action first. Her move is subtle but effective. A carefully timed conversation, a strategically placed confession fragment, and a misleading implication all combine to shift focus just enough to buy her time. But in doing so, she unknowingly tightens the net around others, including Max. Collision course. As the police investigation deepens, it becomes clear that Max and Cindy's actions are not isolated. They are connected by overlapping secrets and mutual interests that neither fully controls anymore. Tensions rise when the two cross paths in the middle of the lockdown. Their exchange is sharp, loaded with unspoken blame and growing paranoia. Each suspects the other of weakening their position, yet neither can afford a public fallout. Max accuses Cindy of misdirection that has drawn unwanted attention. Cindy, in return, suggests Max's recklessness has triggered the entire police response. Neither is entirely wrong. But what neither of them acknowledges is that their combined choices have created a chain reaction now impossible to stop. The square under watch. Back in the square, residents are being questioned one by one. Long-buried secrets begin to surface under pressure. Old grudges resurface. Unexpected alliances form. The police are not just investigating a single incident. They are dismantling layers of deception built over time. A sense of inevitability hangs in the air. People start to realize that whatever Max and Cindy have done, it is bigger than either of them can contain. Even those who have no direct involvement feel the ripple effects. Businesses lose customers, families are confined indoors, and trust between neighbors begins to fracture. A turning point. As night falls, the police presence shows no sign of easing. Instead, it intensifies. Officers move with purpose, suggesting that a breakthrough is close. Somewhere in the square, a key piece of evidence has likely been found, or is about to be. Max finds himself at a crossroads. He can either attempt one final move to regain control, or prepare to face the consequences closing in around him. Cindy, meanwhile, is already adapting, recalculating her position in real time as the situation evolves. Neither of them is safe. Neither of them is fully in control anymore. And in Walford, that is often when the most explosive revelations occur. The calm before the storm. The episode closes with a lingering sense of anticipation. The police remain stationed across the square, lights still flashing, questions still unanswered. Max and Cindy stand on opposite sides of a situation they helped create, both aware that the next move could change everything. But for now, the truth remains just out of reach, hidden beneath layers of fear, strategy, and survival instincts. In EastEnders, calm rarely lasts long, and when it breaks, it rarely does so quietly. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to EastEnders Spoilers Official.